Okay, so what kind of situation do we currently have on the monthly time frame of AUD CAD? Now, on the monthly, we can clearly see that the market has created a W formation. Now, the completion zone of this W formation is a very strong area here for AUD CAD, a very strong resistance zone for this pair. In fact, this level was very strong support here preceding all this move, again support here preceding this move, again support here, again support here. And now that the market has broken it to the downside and is retesting it with the W formation, this area is a very strong resistance because previous support obviously is turned resistance. Now the completion zone of the W formation is this structured zone here. So we want to see the market go and test this area for the completion of the pattern, since the market now definitely seems overextended from a monthly perspective. Now there are still 9 days to the close of this monthly candle, and then we can expect the next one to go and hit the zone. Now, from a weekly perspective, what we can see that in the creation of this big impulse to the upside, there is one candle which is not related to the move, which is this red candle here. Now, this previous resistance is turned support at this area, and after this last impulse, we can expect the market to go and test the zone to grab some liquidity and complete the monthly pattern. Let's go down on the daily and see what kind of situation we have on the daily. Now, on the daily time frame, after this impulse, we have seen the market 3 times failing to continue higher, creating this distribution area. Now, there is one clear structure, okay? We know where our downside target is. Let's just put a horizontal ray and keep the chart clean. This is our target to the downside from a monthly perspective, okay? The neckline of the W formation. What we also know is this is very strong support. Look, it was acting as support here, support, a lot of rejections of this area, and it seems like the market is finally managing to break below the zone. Now, before I will show you how we will approach this situation with students, let's go and see what kind of situation we have from an AUD and CAD perspective if we check the COT data, so the commitment of traders, what big banks and institutions are currently doing on the AUD and on the CAD. Now, on AUD, we can see that currently we are facing one of the biggest net positions that we had. We are currently at minus 6K, which is the largest number that we had in a very long time. In fact, here we were sitting all the way down at minus 54K net positions, and shorts have been massively closed with the last report, and more longs have been added. So the AUD is looking pretty bullish. If we go and see what we have from a CAD perspective, what we can see is that we went from having 34K net positions all the way down to having minus 25K net positions. So from having way more longs than shorts on the CAD to having way more shorts than longs from an institutional perspective on the CAD. However, with the last report, they did close a lot of shorts. Currently, we're sitting with 45K shorts and 19K longs. So obviously, if we want to be looking for shorts on AUD CAD, we have to be very cautious. Now, what we know on the daily is that this structure hasn't really broken clearly yet. Well, what we also know already from the monthly is that there are 9 days before this candle actually closes. We would like to see this candle close more or less in this zone, and then with the next one, the market to start the move to the downside. So the way in which we will be approaching this with students is very simple. If the market will actually manage to create a clear break below the zone and then start a nice retracement to the area, at that point also the monthly time frame will have closed more or less in this way, and only at that point, instead of this area, we will be monitoring price action from a 4-hour perspective inside of the area, waiting for the market to shift from a bullish market to a bearish market. And as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice short with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities for the move to the downside. On the other side, if from here the market will continue higher, we will obviously have to adapt our analysis, because obviously conditions are not satisfied for a short, because it would be too risky. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you, and I will see you in the next video.